All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is February 6, 2025. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Hey, let's go take a look at some charts today. All right, so what do we have today? All right, so you can see we gapped up, all right, and the bears came down, almost filled the gap right here. Okay, kind of indicating bulls would be in charge today because they couldn't fill the gap right there. So we bought some calls and rode them up to the top of the overnight high, which was right up here, about 606.17. And then as we were bull flagging across the top, okay, because you can see price action, you've got consolidation, okay, over prior consolidation. Okay, you can see that right here. Consolidation over prior consolidation is bullish. And again, same thing here. Consolidation over prior consolidation, bullish. It's a bullish environment. All right, so we were looking for 10-minute uptrends, and we bought the 10-minute uptrends to ride them up to the overnight high up there. And then in the members only webinar, I don't know if you guys were there, but some of you were, some of you weren't. But in there, let me just trash this out. I was explaining to traders that you got the prior day's anchored VWAP low right through here, and you often see price action sling come down to that prior day's anchored VWAP low and then rip up to a new high. And of course, guess what we did? We did exactly what I said was going to probably happen. Not exactly, but pretty close. All right, right up here into the close, right there. So we had an exhaustion candle right into the prior day's anchored VWAP low. Okay, and some of us bought it and rode it all the way up to VWAP, and then some a little bit further into the day's high right up there in the SPY. So on the 10-minute chart, let's go take a look at the 10-minute chart. All right, 10-minute chart into the close. Got a 10-minute uptrend coming into the close here. Okay, Amazon reports tonight. On the 2-hour chart, what do we have? 2-hour uptrend into the close. All right, on the daily chart, still in a daily downtrend, but still bullish. All right, price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, so price action looking really good here on SPY. We'll take a look at it with the quad lines in there and see if I can lower this and move this over. Okay, let's move this out. This is some stuff I had early in the morning. Okay, so here's over, got a higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap on the daily chart. You can see up there in quadrant 5, put in all these, there's way too many of these. Got to take them off, but those were our targets for today. All right, so price action up in quadrant 4. All right, so you can see there's quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. Price action consolidating up there in quadrant 4. Okay, darn near the top up there. Okay, so we'll see if they can make a new all-time high come tomorrow. We'll see if they can bust through. We have a W pattern showing up right through here, and we got a pattern comes down here, goes up, back down, and then up here. So if they can get through the middle ground right there, there'll probably be a battle sometime tomorrow. If they can get through that, they can make a new all-time high for SPY. All right, let's go take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right. If you look at this from the bigger scope, we have a bull flag consolidating up in quadrant 4. That's bullish, consolidating over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU consolidating. Here's the low. Here's the high. Consolidating up in quadrant 4. Okay, up over, higher low, higher high. Closing over the bullish trap, over the 17, over the downtrend line, over the uptrend line, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. FNGU up here in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP right there. Up here in the upper third, yeah, we'll call it the upper third, that's bullish up there. Okay, so IWM, bullish up there. All right, let's take a look at technicals, T2122. All right, so we made some lower highs and some lower lows and some lower highs, and we kind of melted down into the buyer's chop zone. All right, so we went up, gave up a little bit. All right, notice we didn't come back to the midpoint. So possible higher low here. We'll see come tomorrow. T2123. Gap up. Notice the bears could not fill the gap. All right, on T2123. Nice rip into the end of day right there. Price action up over the rising 200 SMA. Price action up over, closing up over the 17 EMA there at the close. Green for the most part of the day, moving up and holding the higher ground. Then we had a little dip and the bulls bought it up. T2123, 15-minute chart. 3-bar chart, 3 more green candle bars. Just closing in on that falling 200 SMA. Still up over these 2 prior all-time highs right through here. FNGU, consolidation over the flat 200 SMA. Consolidation over the downtrend line. Consolidation over the base here. We had a wedge right here, a wedge, bearish wedge because it slants down, and they broke through the bearish resistance right up there. So they broke through diagonal resistance and consolidating over that 200 SMA. That's bullish. Closing up here in over the VWAP. That's very good. Closing over the 17, also very good. So FNGU, that's bullish. And if we pull this back some, all right, you can see from the lows, nice consolidation up here near the highs. All right, for FNGU. All right, let's go take a look at XLE. All right, XLE, and let's move this down. XLE got not a pretty day today. Got a outside day. Higher high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under the 17 EMA. Price action underneath the 12-month high anchored VWAP there. Also caught underneath the downtrend line right there. Also caught underneath this downtrend line right here. The good news is they haven't made a lower low. The bad news is they're already in a daily downtrend. They are closing below the 50-yard line or the midfield here. That's the dashed line, so this would be 50%. Okay, so they're closing in quadrant 2. All right, so that's still neutral, but on the bearish side of neutrality. Again, some of these sectors seem to just go up and give it up. They go up and give it up. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they can get it going. Let's go take a look at UNG. UNG puts in a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap. See that? Over the trap, over the 17 EMA, over that 12-month high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Above the buy box, that's bullish. Over the midpoint, that's bullish. Just not in the upper third yet. Okay. Let me just say silver's looking good. Let's go take a look at precious metals. All right, here's gold. Gold put in a new all-time high yesterday. Today's price action, lower high, lower low. Closing over the bullish trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, so gold still bullish up here, closing near the highs of quadrant 4. Let's take a look at silver. Silver, same as gold, lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17. That's a 12-month high, 12-year high anchored VWAP right there. Closing in the upper third, that is bullish. Silver is bullish up here in a daily uptrend. Gold's in a daily uptrend. SPY's in a daily downtrend still. All right. But if they take out that high, they'll be in an uptrend. So SPY, just a label. Don't forget, they're up here in quadrant 4. That's very bullish. All right. It's just a label. So there's SPY, QQQ. In an uptrend, still in an uptrend right there. Okay. Because they made a higher high and they have not made a lower low. So QQQ working it out right here. All right, let's take a look at XLI. These are industrials. Price action for today. Higher low, higher high, closing over, inside a bearish trap, but underneath the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, in the upper third, so that's bullish, but underneath the downtrend line right there. So they're still stuck in a daily downtrend. Again, it's just a label. I'm sure they have some bullish uptrends, just none recently. All right. I'm sure there was a nice 2-hour uptrend right going through here. All right. So there's XLI on the daily chart. Again, bullish in the upper third up there. Okay. And up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. So nice hold there on XLI. Let's take a look at XLU. XLU still in an uptrend. Price action for today. Higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. XLU still in an uptrend. Closing not quite the upper third, but leaning on the upper third up there. So just kind of neutral right there on XLU. Again, moving up and then giving it up, moving up and giving it up is not a good recipe for success. You got to get up there and hold that higher ground, XLU. Take a look at XLF. All right, so XLF, guess what? Does new all-time highs today. That's wonderful. Price action up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, at the top of quadrant 4. Can't say anything else. I mean, it made a new all-time high today, so XLF. Just doing it right, getting it done. All right. Let's take a look at XRT. XRT got a nice candle today, but is red. Higher low, higher high, closing under bullish trap, but over the 17, over the uptrend line. I'm just going to call it in the upper third up there. So that's bullish and over the all-time high anchored VWAP, but that's 3 years old. Okay. Still over the uptrend line. That's the most important part. And they're in the upper third. That's the other important part. Anytime you close over this consolidation, that's bullish. So XRT, bullish environment, consolidation, sloppy, really, really sloppy. Showing a head and shoulders, really. Over prior consolidation, that's bullish. That's XRT. Let's take a look at last one, IYT. All right, here's our transports. Nice candle, if that's what it is. Higher low, higher high. Closing over a bearish trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Almost in the upper third. I'm not going to give it to them because they've disappointed me in the past. So they don't get it. So not in the upper third, just kind of neutral, but nice work over the uptrend line right there. I'll give them that. All right. So on the bullish side of neutrality, all right, if they really want it, they need to come in tomorrow and get some follow through with that candle. Okay. So there's IYT on the daily chart. Just neutral bullish. All right. If they get into this upper third, get up over this all-time high anchored VWAP, yeah, we will have a nice bullish situation there. They got to get up there and hold. All right. Notice they go up and they give it up. Okay. They go up and then they give it up. Got to get up here and hold. Okay. So there's IYT. All right. Let's take a look at that's about it right there. We did the transports. Just want to point out transports are in an uptrend. All right. Still. All right. Because they made a higher high. It's just a label. Just kind of neutral here, leaning on the bullish sector. Financials made new all-time high, so you know they're bullish as whatever. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH got to take out that wick up there, and they can be an uptrend. SMH, nice candle for today, but not good enough yet. But closing in the upper third, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish cross over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP in the upper third. That's bullish up there, but still stuck with that label of daily downtrend. All right, because they got to take out that high. They made a lower low right here, and they haven't been able to take out a high ever since. Let's take a look at XLK. Technology in a downtrend as well. If they take out that wick, same as SMH, they'll be in an uptrend. Technology 2 weeks ago put in this all-time high. They closed today's candle higher low, higher high over the trap, over the bullish cross, over the 17, over the prior day's anchored VWAP, prior all-time high anchored VWAP, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. They're still bullish up there. Okay, still bullish on XLK. All right, I'm out of breath. That's it. Today was a good day for me. All right, so traded some calls right through on SPY. Biggest one was nice dip back to this dip back to that prior day's low anchored VWAP. That was sweet. They did it again. Look at that. Okay, so exhaustion candle right into the prior day's low anchored VWAP, and you can see price ripped all the way up to the top up there. All right, I'm going to take some questions in the room. Mike, I don't know if you heard me earlier. Thanks, Brad. Have a good evening. Thanks, Jordo. You too. All right, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.